The Seattle Sounders' brand new 2025 kit is here. Inspired by two traditional Southern Coast Salish weaving techniques, twilling and twinning. These techniques, passed down through generations, honor the resilience, deep-rooted ties, and creativity that define the cultural fabric of this region. The striking deep blue jersey will be worn by the Sounders for the next 2 seasons to honor the club's deep connection with the Puget Sound and shared responsibility as stewards of the greater Salish Sea watershed. Backing up that commitment, the Seattle Sounders will donate up to $50,000 to benefit community charities around the Puget Sound region. To get your very own Salish Sea kit, visit lobbingscorchers.com/kit. That's lobbingscorchers.com/KIT. It's an emergency post-game live stream here from my own house, not the Lobbing Scorchers mansion, but we are live and direct. I wanted to do a little post-match live stream here to see just how people are feeling after this 0-0 Cruz Azul tie. How's it going, Snowwolf? How's it going, Kai? How are we doing? I'm going to blast out a post that we are live, but share with your friends, share with the Lobbing Scorchers listeners. If you want to call in, you want to talk to me, we're going to watch Brian Schmetzer's press conference here live together when that does happen. Got it on the other monitor. He's not there yet, but when he is, we'll take it. But if you want to call in live, drop a comment and we'll get you on, all right? We can figure out how to do that. Give me 1 second to post this out. Emergency live. Yeah, so many chances, man. That was a rough game to watch. So many chances. Dusty potato. You know, I was feeling very conflicted, from the start of this match. I really thought the Sounders could get it done. I really thought, you know what, this might be it. This might be our chance to finally beat Cruz Azul. For those who don't know, the only other meeting was an 11-0 win. Cruz Azul won 11-0. That was back in the Sounders A-League era, I believe. But still, that's crazy. That's insane. Nuhu almost had his goal. Dude, the Nuhu goal would have fed families. It would have done what basically we did in the discourse. It would have deleted all of the discourse we could have ever wanted to have. It literally it would have just been insane. If you're interested in calling into the show, this is the first time we're doing it. Screw it. I'm posting the link in there. If you want to hop in, if you want to give your post-game reaction takes, you can hit that, call in, tell us what you want to talk about, and we will hit that. De La Vega offsides was hard to see. I don't really know what happened there. I'm not sure if he was off or he wasn't, but it looked really close, man. It looked really close. That's one of the things where it's like, I just wish that they give that, because like if you don't give that, what are you gonna do, man? Like what are you gonna do? I'm seeing some shuffling over here, so it seems like Brian may come out here in the next few minutes. We will make sure to get you in on that post-game presser, because this is Lobbing Scorchers. And I got to be honest with you, it's a Zoom presser and it's like 520p, but it is pretty funny. Nuhu redemption arc would have been fire. I think that's the best part of it, right? Like we sat there and we did discourse for what seemed like hours, what seemed like days. I think we literally talked about Nuhu for 20 minutes in the last episode. And yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. I see. And here's the thing. Would that have made up for that own goal? Honestly, probably. I probably would have been like, yeah, whatever, man. Like that makes up for your own goal. I'm pumping this. I'm live pumping this on Blue Sky, which is always risky here to see if people want to call in and give their takes. I'm reading out some more here. Areola would have been onside if they still counted the defender's arms as being onside. That is true. Yeah, your arm can't be, your arm doesn't count because you can't play the ball with your arm, but they should count that, man. They should so count that. Like, just for vibes. Okay, here we go. Brian Schmetzer sitting down now. Hold on.
To consider those, just please hit the raise hand function button. The first hand I see in here is Jose's, and Jada, I see you next.
Brian, tough 0-0 result. It seemed as though the Sounders had a few opportunities to capitalize and left us again unfinished. What did you see though from a positive standpoint as to what you can take down to Mexico City and get a result down there?
Well, that was a hard game. I thought it was two good teams going at it.
True.
Although, I think we generated a few more real chances. I mean, obviously, you got the obvious ones where, probably the stadium would have erupted if Nuhu gets that header on the frame, instead of the crossbar. I think everybody would have gone bananas, myself included. Jordan hitting the post,
Let me know if you guys can hear this well.
Video guys,
drop it in chat.
And they have the ability to draw lines on film and everything. And it's questionable if Paul was offside. It's very questionable. I mean, Paul's little, short, compact. The guy's stretching his arms like starting to run this way. I'm not so sure that Concacaf has all the cameras that needed to be there in that moment. But some half chances here and there. Jordan's header in the first half. Jordan's breakaway in the first half. Second half, Albert almost caught Alex because that was one of the plays. That was one of the designs that, in-swing balls to Alex coming in from a deeper position. I mean, if he touches the ball, it goes in, but it shoulda, coulda, woulda. So the positives are we got a clean sheet today. That's number one. Against a good team, we will be under it down there for sure. So if we can keep the clean sheet down there, that'll be good. Positives are Christian got 350 games under his belt. Now that's a milestone. The positives are, we've got a 13-game unbeaten streak. And sometimes I'm kind of, funny about that one. 13 games unbeaten was similar to 2021 when we started out the season, and that's an MLS record. 6 wins, 7 draws, no losses in CONCACAF. I mean, that's saying something about the consistency of our franchise in this tournament. But at the end of the day, we came up short, and the inconsistencies of some of the refereeing and the 3 minutes of added time. Maybe we just were
Referee
short in all
drama.
phases of the game tonight.
Jada?
Thank you. How much does any of that kind of factor in them not having all of their, top players, especially their strikers? So how does that kind of maybe change what your outlook is?
Doesn't change anything. The guy that played up front certainly has a lot of experience. If you go down their list, which I did, there were a lot of guys on that team that had good experience, 25, 27, 30, 31. That's a good team. And they have depth. So it's not going to change any messaging, Jada. They can play their starters down there, but we will come out and give it a.
We got Ari on the call here. We're gonna push you to the side, Brian. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Ari. We're turning down Brian for a second here. Ari, welcome to the show. Thank you for calling in. I need your live reaction right here.
Would be a good result for us.
Well, Noah,
we will
undeniably a little tilted as I walk to the light rail here.
Defend and weather some storms, but
I think
the team can be
the frustrating thing about what just transpired is that
their
uh,
goalkeeper,
the chances
plays,
were there in this game
off
to
his
get the
line
lead
and, stuff
that
like
they
that. We might
realistically
catch
needed to
it.
get to have a really good chance at
We'll
advancing
come down
here.
to Nico Moreno and
But
back
I will
to
say, as I've calmed down a little bit, they're
Coach,
still very much in this.
considering what you said that
Yeah.
All
the
you got to
team did
do
play
is
well, does it still feel like
score a
maybe
goal or
a missed
two,
opportunity because
get
of
a
the
draw,
number of guys
and
that
you
maybe
can still
weren't
win
here
it.
today?
So it's
Uh,
not a series-ending
and what's
result, but
the
it's
messaging
definitely
to this
not.
group after the
not great.
result to
How
get
are
them
you doing?
motivated for the weekend?
You
and then,
know,
of
I was
course, the next
pretty
game at
tilted at
Ciudad.
first,
don't
but
need to say
honestly,
much,
I agree
Nico.
with you. I think
Keep me motivated.
this literally looked like
And
two
again,
insanely
I'll
good
reiterate,
teams
it's a
playing each
good
other.
team,
It was a
Like,
heavyweight
regardless
fight.
of
Yeah.
them missing
And I
players.
think that really
Players that
goes to
put on the
show
field were
that the
good.
Sounders are up to play with just
So
about
we
anyone
will
in the world.
not need to do any
They just
extra
have to be
messaging.
playing with someone
We'll
good. They
just go
just can't
down
be
there and
playing
play
Real
as
Salt
hard as
Lake.
we
Because when they
can.
play Real Salt Lake, they
We have
play
a
like Real Salt
game
Lake.
against LAFC.
But I
where
gotta
we'll
say, like,
take
yeah,
a
seriously,
tally
it's
tomorrow
it
in our
seemed like
region and figure out who we're gonna put
one
out
bounce
there.
here, one bounce
and
there could have changed this whole game for the Sounders.
Jeremiah.
This could have been
Yeah,
3-0.
Pedro
This
was the
could have
first player
been,
off.
but
Yeah,
I
I
really
think,
don't see it
for
being
Jesus.
3-0 for
Just how would you assess
Cruz
both
Azul.
of
Like,
their,
I really
their
do think the Sounders
contributions in
outplayed
this game?
them.
Good.
Do you still have Schmetz audio
Luxury
going? I
of
still
having
hear
a
him.
deep
I
squad.
do. Sorry, I'm
I can
muting
make
it.
those
Is it
okay.
muted
I
here?
can make those decisions. And
There we go.
Okay, sick. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that I'm the most tilted about is, like, obviously, in a game where they don't score at home, we're gonna have to do the Howard, Jordan Morris, and Albert Rusnak DPs discourse.
Okay, but
What
Albert
an
looked
outrage!
good.
But it was very much a game where, I mean, okay, they hit the post twice, and
Yep.
I got a petulant complaint. Can I dish a petulant complaint?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
If Ariola is offside there, it is by such a negligible amount that there is no human eye that could possibly see that. So
That's
you should let
true.
that go. You should let that go and then check after.
The vibes are
And
so
that
much
goal-
better if
that's a
you let
good-
him score that.
That's a good goal to me. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously I'm biased, but seriously, I don't know. I saw one screenshot of it and I just I don't know if I'm buying it. I got to see if I can get my AirPods hooked up. They're in, but it's not working. One sec.
You're good. Happy Foot, Sad Foot here. Our friends are saying putting champagne on ice, and they're chilling it. But here's the thing: you may be putting champagne on ice, but we're stealing your whole bit. We're doing a live post game show, so this is how it goes. We're finessing your entire league, your entire intellectual property. Let's jump back to Brian really quick while Ari's out of here.
Diego, please.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Eh, el equipo mejoró mucho en todas sus líneas en relación al partido con Real Salt Lake. Considerando que en el partido en México, Cruz Azul va a contar con casi todos sus titulares, ¿qué modificaciones piensa hacer en...
All right, Ari's back. Here we go.
It's not letting me use my headphones, and I'm walking under I-5 and shit. So,
Dude, you're in the bricks right now.
yeah, I mean, I'm walking to the light rail, so I'm gonna have to hop off because I'm not gonna be the guy streaming on the light rail. But
Yeah, there you go.
I
Well,
got
give
a-
us
I got
your
a little
rapid
bit-
takes. Your final rapid takeaways. Give us two things: your happy foot and your sad foot. What made you
my
happy and what
happy
made you
foot is
sad?
that it's still a winnable series. I know people are going to be talking about it like it's over, and I get that because that's where I was emotionally watching the last few minutes of that game. But it's really not. You won this or 2 to it, which is going to be incredibly hard. But it's not the most unthinkable thing I've ever heard. So you can still win this series, but it is extremely hard not to be tilted that none of those went in. The 2 off the post. The one that does go in, aside from the fact that I wanted it to be a goal, I feel like Cruz Azul deserved to get scored on that sequence.
So true.
And they got bailed out by a 0.2 millimeter offside. So that's upsetting. But it was a fun game to be at. It was entertaining. Like you said, it was 2 heavyweights going at it. And I definitely don't leave it thinking that Seattle can't play with these guys. They can play with these guys and they can get this result.
Got to do it in Mexico. Ari, live and remote from Lumen Field. Thank you for your service, Mr.
Yeah.
Journalist.
Good,
Enjoy the light rail.
good luck streaming. I'm about to hop on this train.
All right, have a good one, Ari. Thanks for calling in. That was Ari Lillianwall. We're back to Brian Schmetzer presser though, because I want to hear what he has to say here. Let's see.
Okay, we'll come
back
down
up,
here.
Brian. And absolutely, happy foot sad foot. We will teach you how to.
Hey
this.
Brian, tactically, what was working in the defensive third today to really limit Cruz Azul from creating any, grade A chances on in front of goal? What was working there?
Well, I think the pride that Yaimar and Jackson and Nuhu have. I mean, look, the start to our league season hasn't been great, and there's been a couple mistakes and some things, and so we watched a lot of film as a collective, and then did more work to get it, because games are so close together. We can't really train a ton on the field, but we made sure that we did our jobs to make sure that they saw some of the things that we want to improve on defensively. And those guys have a lot of pride in what they do. So I give a lot of credit to them.
All right, Felipe.
Thank you. Coach Brian, ¿usted cree que este resultado le favorece a Seattle Sounders?
We'll just mute this for a second while they ask the question, just to address some of these other chats in the other thing. I heard Cruz Azul left their better players at home for more important league over the weekend, so next game will be interesting. That is true. Cruz Azul definitely left the majority of their best, I wouldn't say all of their best players, but I think the fact that they left most of their depth at home, it's paying off right now, and I think that's kind of brutal for the Sounders, because yes, this was your chance. You had your home leg. They were down to some more of their reserve players. Everyone off their bench was a young player, and they really didn't even have to call on them to come out. And I think that's tough. That's really tough. You can't shy away from that. Like, if I was going to pick a negative, the fact you didn't get a result here, it is really, really brutal. All right, back to Brian.
Series. I think what you saw was Cruz Azul came out and put a lot of energy into the game, and we were able to withstand some of that pressure. And towards the end of the game, I thought we were better. And I think that always is a testament to the mentality of that group of players, the mentality of this club as a whole. We never quit. There's the grit of the Northwest. Guys were running at the end of the game and running hard. And they, got a little tired because of the effort they put in the first half.
Si me preguntas acerca del resultado, en realidad no me parece un buen resultado para este partido, sí, porque me hubiera gustado anotar un gol o 2 goles.
All right, back to me. Sorry, Brian, you're on mute right now. Obviously, still early, but the whole point with this formation switch was to generate more offense. You take away the Antigua games, hasn't done much so far. Our game against Charlotte used a 4-5-1. I mean, I think that's an interesting take there. I don't necessarily disagree with it, but I also think that there were a lot of attacking chances in this game that did work. And frankly, I don't think that was the reason that they were not doing well in this match. You can debate formations all you want, but I really do think that Seattle was controlling that game for most of the time. I mean, realistically, the most dangerous chances were called back on a shoddy offside call and Nuhu hitting the bar and another shot by Jordan hitting the other post. Like, I mean, I don't believe in XG. You guys know that. But if you do, this game doesn't look bad on paper, and it looks like Seattle dominated. And I think that, like, a draw that should have been a win, which is something that me and Ari talked about with that Charlotte game, this kind of feels like that. But I think I'm less frustrated because this team did show that it can play, and it can play really well.
I think I mentioned it at training the other day. We're not quite sold on a final lineup. The players I put out there today were the ones that I felt were going to give us a best chance of winning this game. Plus, we had no substitute. We have a deep squad, and you say that this team tonight was one of the best teams we've played in a long time. I would take some exception to that because I think there's a lot of MLS teams that are very, very good, and we play against good quality opposition
Did
all
Brian
the time.
just say there's better MLS teams than Cruz Azul?
All
Ooh,
right,
low
Jose,
shade.
saw you there. Close us out, please.
Ryan, with the match congestion, do you wish the league would give you guys a little bit of relief as you're presenting this type of product, not only to the country but to the region? Would you like to see a bit of a break from league play in order to allow you guys to show your best foot forward?
That's way above my pay grade. There's fixer congestion in probably every league in the world. Different companies.
Maybe they should use Skype.
This morning, this afternoon. Wish we would play Saturday. Yes, of course, that's the easy answer. I'm not trying to avoid your question. But I think the CCC competition, us playing against Mexican teams, Guatemalan teams, Honduran teams, I like the competition. I actually enjoy Leagues Cup as well. So I can't complain too much because I enjoy the games.
Thank you, Coach.
All right,
thanks,
that's
everybody.
that from Brian
Brian Departs.
Schmetzer. Thank you so much, Brian Schmetzer, for that wonderful press conference that you all got to be. You're all journalists now. And so now I'm going to open the floor like I did earlier. If you are interested in calling in and giving me your take on this match, you could drop in the comments. I'm dropping in the comments a link. Okay. All you got to do, put that in. We put in our little green room. Okay. I can add you in and we can talk. I want to hear what you have to say. Okay. This is something that I'm literally stealing from Happyfoot Sadfoot. I want to see your reactions. I want to hear how you feel. And while we do that, we will jump back into the chat here. Amon says, is it crazy to say that this team is similar to the 2020 XG Merchants? We keep putting ourselves in good spots, but unable to close it out. I would probably attribute it to low sample size and bad luck. Yeah, I think low sample size is right. I don't know if I can completely agree just yet that this is the XG Merchant squad, because frankly, they're scoring. And it's just, I don't know. They've shown that they can score. I mean, in those last two Concacaf Champions Cup matches, they were scoring a ton. And I understand it's a Guatemalan opponent, so those goals don't count, as me and Ari always say. But frankly, it's not the XG merchanting that they're normally used to, like in 2022 and beyond. So I don't think I disagree with that. Steven Nestor says, is there no way Jordan starts on Saturday? I know he's a tough kid, but whatever. Give the kid a break. Okay, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Why was Jordan not subbed out? I was questioning this. And why did we only use 3 subs in 3 windows? I mean, listen, maybe this is a little bit reactionary, but I felt like, and you know what? This is it. Scotty's getting to it here. Should Ferreira have over Jordan? My man seemed tired. I thought that Ferreira would come on for Jordan. I thought that Ferreira was going to be the target 9. I thought Albert would stay in the game. I thought Pedro de la Vega would stay in the game. He looked excellent. He looked great. I was very confused at that. And honestly, if I was in that press conference and I had the balls to ask a question, that's probably what I would ask about. But I'm neither of those two things right now. Any concerns with how our depth is being used? Guys don't totally look in sync with each other in the game in RSL. Kind of gets me wondering how much our rotation plays into that. I mean, it's a valid question, but I don't think that it's. I watched this match and I'm encouraged. This is an incredible team. Cruz Azul is an incredible team. I understand that they were playing with not every single one of their starters and not all of their backup, but the style of play, the quality on that team, we looked good. We held them. we should have closed out. But that said, I really do think that it was not as bad as everyone's trying to make it out to be. It's a little tilting, but maybe I'm being a positive spinner here. To answer this question, actually, it kind of gets me wondering how the rotation plays into that. I mean, I think that, yeah, you're right. I don't think Ferreira is fully fit. I don't think that he's fully integrated with this team. I think that, I don't know, it seems like Paul Arriola is, but I feel like, yeah, there's definitely pieces still yet to be just meshing and melding, and that happens. That's like how it works, you know. Only way and one way to learn. Gotta play. Exactly, John. That is what I am saying. Is Jesus Ferreira not fit because he's barely played? That's my guess. My guess is he's not fit. If you come back from an injury, it's the same thing with the Pedro de la Vega injury, right? Like, he came back, but I was, you know, like he was unfit. And it took him a while, and it took him a full preseason to get back into it. It might take Jesus Ferreira a minute to actually get back into this game and feeling like he is on the same level that he was when he was in Dallas. And I don't think you need to rush him, especially when you have this depth on the field. That said, I agree with you. I think he should be playing more minutes regardless, because that can only be good for confidence. No, not reactionary. Morris really started to look slow, and Pedro looked like he was not happy to be subbed off. Exactly. That was kind of my view. I was sitting here in my den with my Andy Thomas jersey. Thank you to the Sounders for that, by the way, and Andrew Thomas. We appreciate that. That will go on the set eventually. Right now, it's just hanging in my office because it's a nice, sick ass piece of merch. But I was sitting here in the cave, and I was just like, Pedro? You're taking off Pedro de la Vega right now. You're taking off Pedro de la Vega right now. That was surprising to me. Clearly, he wasn't happy to be subbed off. He wanted one, man. He wanted one. I think he might have gotten one if he would have stayed on. And yeah, Morris looked slow. He looked like he was gassed because he's been playing so many goddamn minutes. And I don't blame him for looking slow because he was playing so goddamn much. Paul looked good, dude. Paul Arriola, low-key, one of the best players on the Sounders right now? Is saying too much? Because, like, every time I see him play, I am just constantly impressed by everything. We got Disc Golfer, our OG. I think Disc Golfer was our first YouTube member too, so this makes it even better. Disc Golfer is going to call in right now and give us their takes. Disc Golfer, if you give a thumbs up, I can pop you on the stage when you're ready to go. All right. Welcome to the show. How do you feel? I'm going to just steal it from Happyfoot, Sadfoot. I don't know if you're a listener of them, but they're good and they're bad. Happyfoot and Sadfoot.
Man, I'm going to be honest. I can't support an LAFC podcast. It's very hard for me.
That's fair.
No, dude, I feel so mixed after this. I thought they looked good. The boys looked good tonight. They were, dude, if the goal was about 5 inches bigger on all sides, the Sounders would be looking really good going into leg 2. Which is
I think
great.
we should look into CONCACAF. Are they shrinking the goal size?
They might be.
Have we measured
they might
it?
be. Get somebody out there with a tape measure. There's no way that was regulation.
I'm starting that right now. That's the new conspiracy theory.
That's the new one. That's the new agenda. Is
Yes.
Goal size.
Yeah.
No, dude, they looked so good. I was so happy with what I saw on the field. I'm so whelmed. That's what the kids say, right?
Yeah.
Not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed, just
You were
whelmed
whelmed.
with the
Yeah.
result.
I think that's perfectly put.
Yeah, I think this team can very easily get a result in Mexico City. I should say, I think this team can get a result in Mexico City, not easily. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Team looked really good. Loved what I was seeing on the field. Should have been a result. Wasn't a result. It happens. It's CONCACAF. I don't know. should have had a lot more yellows than they did.
Yeah,
They
what do you
got
think? I
really
need your
lucky.
takes on the ref here. How would you rate the refereeing performance in this match?
Ooh, biased, probably 8
Mm.
out of 10. No, I mean there were some bad calls. I don't think there were any game-changing calls from what I saw. I was really worried he was going to give that handball on the set piece. that I
Yeah,
think Bogusz
same.
took.
I
Is
was
that
right
it?
there with you.
Yeah, that would have been one of the harshest reds or harshest handballs I've ever seen. I'm really glad they didn't give that. Sounders should have had multiple yellows for breaking up counterattacks, and the ref didn't give those. And yeah, 8 out of 10 as a Sounders fan. And fingers crossed they can get a result in Mexico City. I'm not like super optimistic about it. I really wish one of those goals had gone in tonight, but at the same time, could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
Team looked good compared to how the team looked on Saturday at RSL. I think this, just like the eye test, team looked great. Like they were passing the ball well. Everything looked really good. Obed Vargas might be the greatest soccer player on earth at the moment.
I think so.
I think that's not hyperbole to say.
Insane.
50 million. 60?
75.
75? I like that. I think we can
We're at
settle at 75. No, he looked incredible. De La Vega gave the ball away quite a bit, but always in dangerous places, like never in a place that hurt the Sounders. I mean,
yeah.
And dude, when he is on the ball, he is so strong on the ball. He looks so good. I mean, he's like my favorite player right now. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. I'll hop off so other people can hop on, but that is the extent of my takes. Very optimistic about what I see. Don't know if they're going to get a result in Mexico City, but it bodes well for the rest of the season, I think. Wish Ferreira would have come on sooner.
I agree with that. Thank you so much, Disc Golfer, for joining us. Inaugural reactor, whatever. We will see you soon.
Oh, dude,
Thanks
I'm
for
always here for the
popping on.
hot takes.
Hell yeah. Thank you, man. All right. And if you would like to join, give us your takes on the match. Pinned in the comments there. We will keep rolling through these comments, though. We got a lot of them. If you do and are enjoying this, make sure you hit the like button, please. Please. It's how I feed my family. And hit that subscribe button as well. And if you are interested in becoming a YouTube member, just like Disc Golfer is, you can also do that. It's a great way to support the channel, and you get a Paul Rothrock emote. So that's like kind of the best possible part. Yes, folks are coming on live. If you want to join, just hit that link in the pinned comment in the chat, and you can join our green room, and we'll get your live reaction. We're just straight stealing from Happy Foot, Sad Foot. I was just on their podcast today, and that was great. Sad I couldn't watch the game because I don't have FS2. Well, here's the thing. What happened to this? What happened to these Concacaf YouTube streams? We've got to ask, because Concacaf, they were like of the people for a minute there. I was like, oh my God, a YouTube stream of a quality soccer match that's legal? I was shocked, quite frankly. I was shocked. I thought that Concacaf were men of the people for a second there. Club America got an own goal with a header. I did see this. I would watch it, but the oligarchs will get me. One of the best own goals. I think it was better than Nuhu's, like in terms of how bad it was. It was almost just as bad. And frankly, just so good. If you guys haven't seen that, go back and watch that. Alex Garcia, thank you for the comment here. This game did reverse my feelings about Nuhu a bit. If he had scored, it would have torn the space-time continuum. That's what you get with Nuhu, man. That's what you get with Nuhu. He is a black hole. He is not a part of this reality or the next. He doesn't exist on the same plane as any of us. He just exists to cause chaos. He's an agent of chaos, and I think he did his job tonight. At least Seattle isn't as bad as the LA Galaxy, folks. We'll talk about that right after. We've got Henry on here. Henry, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come on. Welcome to the show, Henry. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's get your positives and your negatives. Start with our positives because you know what? Why not? We're a happy show over here. Never reactionary.
Yeah. Oh God, we're never reactionary. We're deeply logical and we're very cautious with our opinions.
Exactly.
That's the Seattle Sounders way. Deeply logical and incredibly cautious, which is the same as the Seattle Sounders attack tonight. But that's not what we're talking about yet.
Ooh. All right. So you know what? Dive into that. You were not impressed by the attack.
Well, I don't think you can be impressed with an attack that scores 0 goals, but I think they still had plenty of chances. I think we had, unfortunately, really dived into the primary strategy of Rusnak through ball to Morris. We're currently finding out a plan B strategy of Obed Vargas through ball to Morris, which is deeply exciting.
Yeah. Those Obed balls are really great. And what about his shot? I thought his shot was pretty good too. I mean, it was on target. Yeah. I want to see the kid get more shots. I remember when they moved him up to right wing for about 2.5 games. He looked great. Did he? I think he scored too. But anyway,
he scored 1 goal, and that was the Philadelphia.
That's
game,
right. Yeah,
which was a damn good goal.
That was insane.
I am so happy our holy trinity of youth midfielders have only scored bangers. I'm counting the Leva goal against Vancouver.
It counts. So negatives. You gave us your negative. Well, not negative. Your flat line. You're like, I'm impressed, but I'm not. I was happy. Were you happy with the attack?
I wasn't like disappointed with the attack. I think there's a lot of situations where you can be like, could have done a little bit better, but at the end of the day, it's against Cruz Azul. It's a Wednesday. You've rotated a lot. My main question is, when is Ferreira going to finally get given some sort of keys to the kingdom here?
That's a great question. I think probably here's what I'll pontificate on. If I had to guess what's happening, he's still just not fully fit. And it's similar to the Rothrock situation where Rothrock has not looked like himself. I think we can all agree on that. Coming back from an injury, coming from a weird mental situation. We talked about it with Pedro, with having all of the weight on you of that. It takes a minute to get back into things. I think physically, though, as much as Ari wants to say the USMNT are haters, I think they were right. They sent him home because he wasn't fit from camp. And I think that's still kind of probably where it's at for them.
Yeah.
And I think once he gets fit, once they can settle into some more games, I think he'll probably get some run. I am shocked. He hasn't started yet, I'm pretty sure, which
he has started maybe once in Antigua. No.
Yeah.
Didn't he start against Charlotte?
That's right. I think he did.
Start against Charlotte with Rusnak coming in for him in the 60th, I believe.
Yeah. So, I mean, get him some more starts, get him some more confidence.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like we've played 2 league games, but we've only played 2 league games.
Yeah. Our season has just begun, which is weird considering we're on game 5 when the average team is on maybe game 2.
Exactly. All right. You gave negative. I keep going to the negatives, apparently. Positives.
I really want to highlight Yaymar's play today. I think he had a really good game, and sometimes it's really hard to compliment a center back player when they're winning the ball before an attack is really occurring.
Yeah.
But he kept getting those aggressive balls. He kept winning play in that midfield circle. He kept actually stopping any Cruz Azul attack before it started. Granted, Cruz Azul didn't have Yakamakis. They didn't have their main major attacks, but they still had Bogusz. They still are Cruz Azul.
Yep.
And he was just shutting down a lot before they could actually make anything happen.
Yeah, I just even look at the way that they formationally shift, from being spread so wide on defense. I kind of think about it was this early chance. De La Vega gets the ball, takes a touch on it, and kind of picks his head up and just waits. Literally, it feels like a second too long, and the Cruz Azul defensive shape just sucks all right back in. This is a team that you can say a lot of things about what talent they put on the field. They're very well coached, and their formation works really well with the pieces they have.
Simple 4-4-2, great discipline. You can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah, I think that's a good term for it. They look very disciplined, and the Sounders, I think they played to that. And Yaymar especially, I think the whole back line played great.
Yes.
But Yaymar 100%. I mean, I meant to ask this to Disc Golfer, but I'll ask to you. So that's who you would give your Lobbing Scorchers man in the match to?
It's either Yamar or it's Yamar, Roldan, or Vargas for this game for me.
Okay. You got to pick. I always pick the off color. I always pick the random one.
If I
So
had
who
to
are
pick
you
a
picking?
single
You got to
one,
lock it in.
If I had to pick a single one, it'd be Yamar. I think Yamar was
Okay.
doing enough work. Basically, if you see the goalkeeper getting bored in the nets, that means your center back's doing a good thing.
That's true. That is true. I thought
They
Fry
got-
did well
They
in
got
the
maybe
chance he got.
shots on goal, and both of them were just rollers directly to the keeper.
Yeah.
That's a damn good defense action.
What a turnaround from this weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for calling in, Henry. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Have a good day.
Number 2 caller. We love you. We'll see you soon. All right. If you guys want to call in as well, absolutely you can. You can click on the link in the pinned chat right there. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Disc Golfer. Let's keep rocking with these questions. I wanted to come back to this from Brando. At least Seattle isn't as bad as LA Galaxy's result. Yeah, they lost. They lost to basically a team that Jesus Ferreira would have scored 17 goals on. Arredondo, I think, is what the name of that club is. Erdenario. I'm so this is exposing my Spanish here. They lost 1-0. They were outshot. They were outshot on target. Out big chanced. Literally just outplayed other than possession. I mean, I understood that the LA Galaxy were not doing well. I didn't realize they were not doing this well. I mean, it's actually quite funny. And I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I definitely told Ari in our text messages. I was like, dude, Galaxy are bombing out. Like, Erdenario are going to beat the Galaxy. They're going to move on in CCC after beating RSL. It's just going to be the best bit ever. So I've got to be honest. I'm rooting for it. I won't lie. I'm rooting for it. I hope that it happens. And that brings us to our next question of something that I'm also rooting for. Do we think Morris will get a rest on Saturday? He better, man. He better. That dude's working his ass off over here. He is running up and down the pitch like it is no one's business. They're going to run him into the ground. I mean, I know he's fit now, and he's probably been more fit now than he ever has in his entire life. But I just feel so bad for the guy. I've given up. I'm like Ari, man. I'm just going to mispronounce everything. I heard it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And then I tried to say it. Chat, I'm cooked. Joe, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Really appreciate it. It helps us with these late night streams. It helps us pay our YouTube editor, who also gets a cut of all of our YouTube revenue. We appreciate that. You know what I'm going to do? You know what I am going to do? I don't often do this, but I'm going into the Discord. I'm going into the Sound Red Hard Discord, and I'm going to drop this link because I know they love to comment and have their takes be posted. I saw someone else ask this as well, so I'll talk about this while I'm doing this. Steven asks, are we willing to sacrifice another MLS season for Concacaf Champions Cup? I guess I'll ask the chat that. You guys drop it in the chat. Are you cool with that? Because I am. Dude, 2020, 2022, other than the fact that that was the first time that I met Ari in person, that was the best experience of my entire life. Winning CONCACAF Champions Cup was like the greatest moment of my entire Sounders fandom. And like, it sucks to not make the playoffs, but dude, imagine winning a second one. People have been chirping us since the beginning of time, saying, oh, well, you had an easy path. We didn't. Oh, well, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter, man. If we win another one, I'd trade 2 seasons for it, man. I don't even care. Like, I'm here for the content, man. And CONCACAF Champions Cup, a second one, that would be absolutely incredible. 1 second, chat. All right, here we go. What do we got next? Oh, Disc Golfer. Disc Golfer with the $20 YouTube bomb. I think that's our biggest dono ever. Disc Golfer, first of all, thank you for popping on the live and making me feel less lonely on here. These post-game streams are a blast. They're so fun. Future post-game YouTube. We are going to try and build them up. I won't lie to you. It's a little bit of a challenge with me and Ari's schedule, but we're going to do our best to do these as much as possible. It's also super fun for us. I love hearing what you guys have to say. But Disc Golfer, thank you for the $20. This is literally going to buy me my dinner right now. And then I want to see what everyone else had said. Yes, just like 2022, I'd make that trade again. No way we were going to win against Cruz Azul. Okay, well, we'll go back to that one. That's Rusnak. Now I'm just spamming comments. I would rather get a CCC. After years of getting dumped out of CCL, it was the highlight of our club. Exactly, man. Like, people are still talking about that. IDK 2022, rest of the season was incredibly rough to watch and attend, and I'd be mad as a season ticket holder. Guess what? I canceled my season tickets, so don't matter to me. Got that press box access, baby. If we win 2 before any team wins 1, we're golden. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm cool with it, man. Bomb out, lose at RSL. If you can beat Cruz Azul straight up, now you have to go down to Mexico City. You have one shot. You've got one game. All you have to do is win. Win and you advance in Mexico City. No one will have shit to say. No one will have shit to say. That's all I got to say. With the teams that we face in this version, our side of the bracket, I'd take it, especially after the news came out how much money we get from Club World Cup. That's what I'm saying, man. Let's do it. Let's win another one. Loki, a bribe for future postgame. I appreciate it. It is a good bribe. It is a good bribe. Max Aquino, our official Sounder Heart photographer. Also, I'm just claiming him as Lobbing Scorchers photographer and genius, says, gone are the days when Monterrey or Santos Laguna waltzed in knowing they'd be getting easy wins. It's the time for MLS. It is. It's time for MLS. It's time for the Sounders to win a second one. And I'm frankly, that's all I want in my entire life. Also, if Obed wins 2 CCCs, 20 million. Dude, it's 85 million. I'm telling you, the price goes up continuously. Apparently, we can't host at Lumen next round. Club America at Starfire. I don't know if this has been officially reported yet. Maybe we can get Jeremiah on the stream here at some point to talk about the drama surrounding that. But folks, let me show you real quick what's more important than Concacaf Champions Cup. Let me just show you here. Let me just show you here. This is yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, no, this is, you guys are going to love this one. This one's a good bit right here. You ready for this? Are you sure? I don't think you guys are ready for this. Okay, but which one is it? Which shit? There's too many. I have too many. Here we go. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. We got monster trucks. We got monster trucks, and we've got BMX, I think, too. What's the BMX? Lumen Field. Dirt bikes. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, here we go. Supercross. Okay, wait, I don't know. Anyway, it's one of those. It's one of those that's supposed to be happening at the same time as when we would host Club America, and therefore Starfire may actually be in play, but it is up to CONCACAF to approve that. And I think it would just be really funny if they didn't approve it. I don't know how, dude. I don't know how they actually play that. Let's use UW's. That actually, I actually don't mind that. Or like Memorial. Memorial could be fun. So like Memorial turf. That is some brutal turf. My 6-year-old still loves it. Okay, but the monster trucks are sick, dude. I'm sorry. I would go to the monster trucks still. I am 25 years old and I would still go to the monster trucks. I'd be real upset with the Sounders that are missing out monster trucks and dirt bikes, but those monsters, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what? Whatever, guys. Get ready for us to play in Portland. That would be funny because I think that would be the only like realistic opportunity for a CONCACAF Champions Cup win to be had in Providence Park against a good opponent. But you know what? That'd be a good bit. And yes, John, I am 25. I feel older. I look older. Rip Field Turf. That's not play. This is actually potentially what they will do is play at T-Mobile instead. But that sounds worse to me. That sounds worse to me. I don't really know. Jordan Morris hat trick at Providence Park before they get a hat trick. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They've never scored a hattie there. That'd be so fucking funny. But Cruz Azul at Starfire, bringing it back to this. Just imagine, right? You have the biggest club in North America, the largest club in the most important club in North America. And what are they doing? They're playing at the place that Denny Bawanga took a piss outside at. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like they're playing at the house of Paul Rothrock in Georgie Monungu. They are playing at the home of some of the worst games of soccer I've ever watched in my entire life. That would be hilarious. LOL, low-key, you don't look older than 25. Hopefully you got to buy beer before. I did. I had a mustache, so it worked out for me. I mean, I didn't buy beer before I was 21. I went to a public school or a public state school, though, so you can do the math right there. Folks, I'm going to plug it one more time. If you want to call into the show, you can. It's in the pinned comment in the chat. We will ask what your positives and your negatives were. You can give us your take on this game. And yeah, if you guys have any other kind of content that you want me to react to, we will do that. This is kind of our first proof of concept for this type of stream. So I do really want to know what your takes are, frankly. Yeah, I'm gonna give my Lobbing Scorchers man of the match for this game because I don't think we're gonna work. Well, you'll see Ari tomorrow night on live, so make sure that you go and subscribe and hit the bell button so you go and watch that. He's going to have on the Happy Foot Sad Foot guys. They're going to preview the LAFC game for you. I just went on their podcast, whatever. Okay, this is plugging is done. My Lobbing Scorchers man of the match. I have to go with Yamar. I really do. I thought Yamar played excellent, and I loved the way the defense played in this game, and it really shows me that we don't have that much to worry about. That those were some fluky ass games, man. Those were some fluky games, and that's Happy Foot Sad Foot, a hack podcast. They were in here earlier, Ari, and you missed it, and I was telling them I'm stealing their whole post game bit so that they can basically fuck off because we own them now. And they were like, that's cool as long as you teach us how to pop in the pressers. But Ari, give us your winners and your losers from this game. I know I already talked to you, but I want to hear your Lobbing Scorchers man of the match. Actually, fuck the winners and the losers thing. Who's your Lobbing Scorchers man of the match? Drop it in the comments. And Ari, you as well. This live is great. Civil constructive opinions and a fun way to wind down. Heck yeah. Thank you, Hoffer. I appreciate that. This is how you leave feedback. We appreciate that. How high is the Sounders' panic levels if we start the season with 1 point in 3 games? Dude, 2016, like, I don't even think they won a match in their 3 games. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. The beginning of the season, already talked about it, man. Games don't matter for another couple of months. It really doesn't matter at all. It sucks, but we're not winning the Shield. Anyone who is telling you that, misinformed and misguided, in my opinion. Any chance that the front offices of Seattle and LAFC get together and ask MLS if they can reschedule their game for the weekend? Both have CCC? Absolutely not. They're playing that game. And the league doesn't care either. The league doesn't care. Do we advance past Cruz Azul? I'm going to take that after I hit Ari's. Yamar. See, we both locked in on the same one. So now I feel like I have to change mine. And you also said Christian is a good shout. You know what? I'm making you lock in with Christian. I thought Christian played well. All right. We don't care if we advance in CCC. I don't know who the we is in that, Steven, but it's definitely not me. I was impressed with our confidence. Playing out of the back in the midfield was great. I did love. Listen, I'll be honest with you guys. I was really happy with this performance. I know it was a draw. I know it wasn't the prettiest. I know that there were some chances that should have been finished, and there, blah, 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 blah. But you are playing Cruz Azul. I don't know if they're going to win, but yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. Just reading chat here. I think that's going to do it for me tonight. I know we've got a lot of people in here, but I'm gassed. I'm gassed. I have to go get up early in the morning and work. So he meant we don't care about the league season starts. Oh, exactly. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Really fun watch. Thank you all for joining. We really appreciate it. I like that, Brando. And we went an hour, so we will continue to workshop all of this. Thank you for those who called in. Next time I want 4 callers. We had 2. Next time I want 4. So thank you all so much for watching. Drop a like if you haven't. Drop a sub. Ari will be live tomorrow. Make sure you go watch that. And I'm out. Thank you, Jonah. Peace.
Don't want to give money to the oligarchs, but love lobbing Scorchers? Do we have a deal for you? MLS Season Pass is back on Apple TV with access to every single MLS match, including Leagues Cup and the entire Audi MLS Cup playoffs with no blackouts. It's not just the games, you get total access to the pre- and post-match MLS 360 whip-around show in both English and Spanish, and get live look-ins and highlights from around the league, as well as full match replays and recaps. Now, you can support our show by visiting lobbingscorchers.com/Apple TV to purchase your subscription and support our show.
Lobbingscorchers.com/Apple TV. Please, don't let the oligarchs win.